My name is Scott Dozer. I'm the program director at the Wilkinson Public Library in Telluride, Colorado. I was working as a performing musician, a recording engineer, and for the previous 16 years as an events and program promoter in the state of Montana. Having a background in producing events was perfect for the library because that's what library programming is. It's events. We do lectures on science, we do lectures on business, we do lectures on compassion, lectures on the Middle East and current affairs, politics, local issues, things like that, all of which engage the community and keep a dialogue going. We have a program, we talk about that program. Sometimes we refer back to programs that happened a year ago or 2 years ago. People, even later in life, are really interested in continuing their learning process. So that's what we try to do here, is we try to make an opportunity for learning available. The way we tend to look at programs in general is how many people came, and that's what we use as a success. So in Telluride, if we have 20 people at a program or 30 people at a program, we may consider that a success because of the size of our community. And then when we turn around and we have 80 people or 100 people come to a program, we consider that a blockbuster here. We should be using another form of measurement, and that is, have we engaged somebody? Have we inspired them? It was a little bit of an esoteric program. It was on family birth order, and I wasn't quite sure about doing the program, but we decided to give it a try. And I had 3 people there, and one of them was a young girl here locally. And there was something that was said during that program that absolutely triggered a catharsis in this young woman. Knowing that it actually touched somebody, to me, that was a successful program. But I actually have to say I'm very fortunate here in Telluride because we have a director who is open to new ideas and who's not afraid to try things, and who also realizes that if something doesn't work, that doesn't mean you're a total failure. To do successful programming in a rural community, it's really important to know the community. What are your friends and neighbors and colleagues thinking about? You know, often when we get into small areas, our interests are so common to one another that it's hard for a new idea to gain acceptance. As a programming director at the library, it's okay to start a controversy. It's really good to challenge people's ideas. If we stagnate as human beings, that's not healthy for any of us. I don't care if you're 7 or 70. Learning is a lifelong process. You should be able to gather new information, and you should be able to change your ideas. And you can best do that by being informed, by taking the strange and making it more familiar, by introducing new ideas. It's going to plant a seed in somebody's mind, and eventually it's going to start to change, create a new dialogue, get people talking. That's wonderful for our society. It's wonderful for our community. Like every community, we have people in our community who are interesting characters, often with really ideas that a lot of us might consider to be way out there. And we have one such character here in Telluride who was particularly interested in attacking a speaker that I had who was here talking about the Middle East. If you want to get people's emotions going and you want to kick up a controversy, do a program on the Middle East. There's no better place to do a program like that than the library. This was scheduled to be a 2-hour program, and the program lasted a little over 5 hours. And during that time, this one individual really decided to get a little overboard and a little obnoxious. I merely took this person aside and I said, you know, I think you've got some really good points here. How would you like to come and do a program? That silenced the person for the evening. I was perfectly willing to do it, although the person never really decided to come back, as I suspected. One of my favorite things to do is to hold programming about local issues. I love that. I love getting that dialogue going. We provide a safe forum for that in the library. In our program room, we bring people together who are on opposite sides of issues. I have to learn myself to be able to change my mind or to be able to go along with something that I don't agree with, but I see the benefit for other people in the community. A statement that I was thinking of making 20 minutes later, I'm not so sure I would have wanted to make that statement because I've taken in some new information. We are able to get people to Telluride, which is a little mountain community of 2,500 people at 8,950 feet above sea level. That is not on the way to anywhere. We live in a box canyon. This year we had Brian Selznick, the author of Hugo, here. We had Donald Goldsworthy, the noted astronomer and author of 14 books, here. We have people that come to this community because they love it, something draws them here. We're also able to draw from the community itself. One of our most successful programs here has been Books and Cooks. We use local chefs. They come in and they prepare a meal from their favorite cookbook. This is something every community can do. Look at your community. See who's there. How easy is it to find somebody who is passionate about a topic, any topic, and bring that person in to talk to other members of the community. That is really the majority of what drives our programming. We get the big names, we get the little highlights. We do that a few times a year, and that draws a lot of attention. But it's drawing from the local resources of the community, from the business person, from the store owner, from the fly fisherman, from the sports enthusiasts, the members of our local community. It's bringing them in that really engages the community. It seems like we've got the people here who are struggling, trying to make it on $10 an hour, and the people here who have absolutely no financial limitation. It is incredibly fascinating to bring those people together in our program room and to get them talking and to get them understanding one another. We have 3 different yoga teachers that come in once a week that do classes for various levels of yoga students. We've been able to encourage some of the Hispanic population to come in and do yoga and to do Zumba, and that's been a great way to get people together, up, active, moving, talking, and helps to bring people in the community together in an active way, but a non-threatening way. There's no controversy around that. I think the library's job is really a lot about bringing in new information, about challenging old ideas, about thinking about things in new ways, and about bringing people together from different walks of life. Where else can we do these things if we can't do them in the library? The library is all about information. It's all about sharing. All of these things, when we can do them with people who don't have the same demographic as ourselves, that stimulates us. It makes us more interesting as people. I don't want to die believing the same things that I believed when I was 30 years old, or when I was 20 years old, or when I was 50 years old. I want to be able to change my opinion. I want to be influenced by new things, touched by new people. And I don't think there's a better place to do that than at the library. We never want to forget and lose sight that if it's not fun, well, as Emma Goldman said, if I can't dance, I don't want to be in your revolution. The Wilkinson Public Library has a mission statement that is 4 verbs: inspire, challenge, engage, transform. And that's our criteria for programming. Can we meet one or more of those criteria in a program? If so, it belongs here at the library.